Hello, hello, the doc is in, and welcome back to another chapter of Tokyo Revengers. This is chapter 254, Trainwreck. In last chapter, the most relevant part of last chapter is apparently, well, actually, there's two relevant parts. One, Toman's losing, a lot of the members are getting beat up. Hama's taking down the remnants of Toman, and things are not looking very nice. And to make matters worse, Takemichi saw into the future once again with his future seeing powers that came out of nowhere, and saw that Sanzu plans on just running a train over everyone. I mean, it's Sanzu, so I'm not completely surprised. But on the other hand, I'm just like, what? Anyway, so let's just hop into the chapter. So we cut back and basically we just get a recap of like the thing that's supposed to happen, and we get this like really cool panel that doesn't look canonically accurate, but gives a general idea of like what you should be worried about, which is that a train's gonna run through this whole battlefield, and people are gonna get hit with like a lot of very heavy metal stuff and die because they're regular people. And we get even more elaboration, which is that no, as I kind of theorized in last chapter, that maybe Sanzu would set it up so that then someone would put these people, put Mitsuya, Chifuyu, and all the important members that are already down on the tracks to run them over. No. He's just gonna run the train through the area, and whoever is a casualty is whoever is a casualty. Like, literally, that's what's happening here, because we see that people on both sides are getting hit by stuff. Obviously, a lot of them are fodder for Coleman's side, but I'm just like, dang, he really said, F it, a train. How about it? And so obviously Takemichi, after seeing this, is like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and stop that immediately. That sounds like top priority at this moment. And so Takemichi and Kikucho, I mean, once again, as you guys saw in the last chapter, Kikucho's like, can you stop? We're having our fated fight and you keep leaving. I feel neglected. And so Takemichi's running. He's like, Kikucho, you need to chill out. I have some business to take care of. You need to stay behind. I had to go stop this thing real quick. And Kikucho's obviously like, we're in the middle of a fight. What are you doing? And so Takemichi's just thinking about how he needs to stop stop Sanzu. And Kikucho's basically like, alright, you need to like, either you need to explain yourself or you need to stop running away from me, because what is going on? And it gets to the point that Kikucho eventually gets a hold of Takemichi, tosses him back. He's basically like, either you talk to me or we fighting, like right now. Like, you just get to the point. And so basically Takemichi, after getting tossed, is basically like, alright, Kikucho, you need to let me through. He has this determined face on. He's like, if you don't let me through, everyone's gonna die. And we cut away from Kikucho and Takemichi. Obviously Kikucho can tell, like, seeing as he's known Takemichi for a long time, he's like, he looks very serious in this moment. He's like, hey, everyone's going to die if I don't go stop this thing from happening. He doesn't immediately explain what's going on with the Sanzu thing, but I think like during this cutaway moment, he explains it. But just to digress from that, we cut to Sanzu on a train, trying to figure out how a train works. Because originally I was like, he just went on a train, like, does he even know how a train works? He does not. But he figured it out. And we get this very, very, very creepy panel of him saying, kind of pressing buttons on the train, then eventually figures out how to get it to move. He's like, it moved. And he gets, bro. That panel right there, very stressful. I looked at that, I was like, that's actually a psycho. That is a psychopath at its finest. Like, that is not it. And so, as he just figured out how to make the thing move, he immediately sees Kikucho and Takemichi outside, and they're looking at him like, what are you doing? And Sanzu's like, why are you guys here? And Kikucho's just like, oh snap. Takemichi was not lying about that one. Why is Sanzu on a train? What is going on? And so Takemichi's basically like, I have to stop you. It's just a fact of life. I have to stop you. And Sanzu's basically like, well, I guess we're fighting then. And Kikucho says, we tag teaming this boy, because whoa, that's a little much. And that pretty much ends the chapter. So, in just of it, we have Kikucho and Takemichi coming to the conclusion that they're gonna have to beat up Sanzu. Now, that's a little interesting because Sanzu, I don't think, is really strong on the power scale. And generally, he always uses weapons. Now, given he probably has a weapon on him or something. But, like, against Takemichi's been fighting Kikucho. And Kikucho's de facto very strong. There's just a fact. I don't see how Sanzu wins against Kikucho and Takemichi at the same time. Now, given Sanzu could very reasonably just go on the train and just start moving it, and maybe that's where the difficulty from the situation comes in, or maybe Sanzu brought backup. I mean, I doubt it, but you know, there's a lot of different ways that maybe Sanzu can handle the situation, but just a straight up fight, there's absolutely no way Sanzu wins this fight, like, at all. Like, not even, there's no way he could win this fight. There's no way he's getting very far in the fight at all. Like, he would just lose immediately. Debatably, he could get one shot by both these people. Maybe not one shot outright, but he's not really going to have, like, any real chance of beating them at the same time. And that's down on the fight aspects. As for Sanzu, like, just coming up with this plan, I mean, it makes sense. We've kind of gotten the, well, by this point in the character development of Sanzu, since we, like, probably got introduced to him, he's crazy. He's just crazy. He's crazy, and he's gonna do crazy stuff, and he has no problem killing swaths of people if it so does fill his heart. And right now, he's like, you know what? I'll just stop the whole war. Let's just kill everyone. And that's kind of wild. I don't even know how, like, it even brings up questions like, how would Mikey feel about this situation of, like, the idea that Sanzu just killed, like, a whole bunch of people. Now, given Mikey's kind of empty, so maybe he might not, like, process it properly, or just kind of, like, might let it slide. But, like, I'm sure some of, like, the important people on his side will have died as well, along with a whole swath of the members, just you know, the regular people. I mean, again, maybe Mikey might not care about it because, you know, emotionally stunted and in a dark place, etc., etc. But I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot to have going on. Like, that's just a lot. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you could argue Mikey's just evil now, but I mean, that's kind of crazy. Actually, no, it's not kind of crazy. It's very crazy. If it's Sanzu, though, I mean, he may have given his sister, like, brain damage and, like, at least given her a concussion and probably gave her brain damage. So, you know, I mean, par for the course for Sanzu, I guess. And yeah, that's about it for the chapter. I mean, pretty quick chapter, all things considered. And with that all being said, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike. Comment, what do you think of the decision of the author to have this situation with the train? Do you think Sanzu's gonna get the train to move at all? Do you think Kikucho and Takemichi is gonna take him out? And what are they gonna do with Sanzu? Are they gonna bring him back to the main area? Tie him up maybe? Like, what do you guys think is gonna happen? And if you really enjoyed the videos and you enjoyed my voice and you think I make cool content, feel free to subscribe. I won't stop you, that's for sure. I will absolutely never stop you from subscribing to me. And once again, thank you for watching the video, and the doc is out. Peace.